Welcome to Financial Focus, brought to you by Gulf Coast Financial Services founder and CEO, John Kuykendall. John and his team of financial, legal, and tax professionals have provided North Florida savers and investors sound, comprehensive financial guidance for over 25 years, helping you to achieve important life and planning goals. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more Financial Focus by visiting GulfCoastFinancial.net.
And welcome into the program. This is Financial Focus, brought to you by your team at Gulf Coast Financial Services. Founder, CEO John Kuykendall here as our resource each and every week, providing us the guidance that savers and investors need in order to navigate this complex financial world. John, welcome back into the program.
Thank you, Peter. It's great to be here. I think we've got a great show this week. I'm really excited about talking about risk. And, I love to talk about income planning.
Absolutely. Well, one of those topics that we bring up often on this program, John, because you have stressed that while running out of income is a proverbial top concern for retirees, not having the specific written retirement income plan also seems to be a recurring theme.
Yeah, Peter, it's kind of like taking a trip and saying that I'm going to go from here to Idaho and not knowing how I'm going to get there. And so it's a long way. Takes me a long time to get there. But if I don't have an income plan, then how do I know how much money I can spend and how much money, if I want to leave a legacy, then I need to plan for that. If I'm more concerned about running out of money, then I need to plan for that. How can we do anything without the roadmap?
Yeah, and famous investor Warren Buffett said, I think actually some have said it before him, but I know that he has said it also, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. But not having a destination is kind of a critical mistake for retirement planning. We want to know with some certainty that road that we're heading, what path we're going to travel, John.
And it's really important these days, with all that's going on in the marketplace and all that's going on with inflation, the fact that Social Security may get cut, all those things make a difference. And we need to try to do the best job we can do to plan for that 30-year retirement. I mean, some people are going to be retired as long as they worked. And so we really need to have that roadmap.
Well, that's two lifetimes there, our lifetime in our working career and then our lifetime in retirement. And the decisions that we make between the two really impact and affect both of those. And I know that you talk a lot about the investment goals and expectations that your clients there at Gulf Coast Financial Services have, and about that conversation where you help them define them. Do they want to beat the performance of the market in good times? Do they not want to take the full risk of the stock market? Do they not expect to lose money in downturns? Do they expect you to help navigate and balance a little bit of both growth and opportunity and protection? It begins to define how the investment approach will be shaped and structured. But we also need to have that same kind of conversation regarding our retirement income, John. Do we anticipate being able to generate a steady stream of income? Do we mind if our income fluctuates when the market does? And I think most people probably want some kind of foundation in place.
Well, that's the thing. We talk on the show about having sustainable, predictable income, having an income that's like a private pension so that we know we've got extra income coming in. And then we know how much we have to take out of our plan, out of our investments to make up for the shortfall. But, also, Peter, it's really important that people plan for their income so that we don't spend too much in the beginning, but we don't want to spend too little either. And so it's a fine line between working that plan, working around your investments, taking the risk that you need to take, as I like to say, so you can sleep at night, but also, taking them as much risk as you need to take in order to have your investments grow and last you. We can't just put them in a box and stick them under the bed. They're not going to provide the income that we need.
A delicate balance, John. And last week on the program, we talked about the emotions that are involved with investment decisions. The fear of running out of money, it is real. We do need to address that, and we need to not overspend, but that fear actually leads to people living a less than fulfilling lifestyle when they could have afforded to do more during their lifetime. And that's probably not maybe as dangerous and disastrous, but at the end of the day, kind of a sad statement to look back and reflect on if that was to happen to us.
Well, sure, Peter. I mean, one of the major jobs that a financial advisor has is to explain to his clients market risk, and then they're able to help them navigate through that market risk, because everybody's emotional about their money. They're emotional about the market, and they don't want to lose money. But on the other hand, we can't be so safe that we're not making any money. And so we have to be invested. We have to stay invested. But at the same time, we need to know how much risk we're willing to take, how much risk we can take, and then we need to take that risk. Market risk is certainly something we're going to talk about during retirement, and it's going to be with us all through retirement, as is that, as you know, that sequence of return, where if the market's down and I'm pulling money out, then my money's going to run out faster than if I pulled out in an up market. So it really makes a difference. What I like to think of is if we could have a plan where I have enough income to cover my shortfall, and by shortfall, I mean the amount of money I need to live on, minus Social Security, pensions, and anything I know I've got coming in, annuity payments that are guaranteed by the insurance company, anything I've got coming in, then that's my shortfall. I'm going to make that up out of my investments. So if I know how much that is, then I can trim my income in bad markets and make it up, take out more money in good markets. And that's kind of what we like to work it with our clients. We like for them to understand how we're trying to structure them, and so that we can get the most income for them.
Well, you enumerated and identified several risks there, John, that I know
Yes.
the retirement income plan can help us address. Can we maybe back up and from a 30,000 foot view, could you define an income plan for us? And why is there a fundamental difference between an investment plan that maybe we're more familiar with and then an income plan, which is so often missing from retirees' financial picture?
Well, most retirees don't have income plans. That's the problem. They have an investment plan. The investment plan, I'm looking at the investments that we're going to put you in. I'm looking at your risk tolerance. I'm looking at your age. I'm looking at a lot of factors, how long this money is going to last, longevity in your family, other things. And so I'm going to build a portfolio of investments that's going to kind of mirror that risk, give you as much risk as I can give you, but at the same time, as I like to say, let you sleep at night. With an income plan, what I'm looking at, as I said, how much income I've got coming in each month that I know I've got, minus how much I need to live on, and that negative number, because it's never the same. It's never, you never have more income coming in usually than you're spending. That negative number, we're going to try to make that up with other types of investments and other ways that we can bring in income.
Yeah, we can find a way to spend it if we've got it coming in and we're pretty confident of it, can't we? Usually not a shortfall in that direction. But again, the income plan, John, it's going to help us to address the gap if there is one.
That's right. And you know, as you told me earlier when we were talking, is as you're working, you do have an income plan. Every week or every month or every 2 weeks, you get a paycheck. You pay your bills out of that, and what's left over you spend, and that's your income plan. But when in retirement, you are the check. So we're taking money that you've saved and you're paying yourself back now over the next 30 years. And that's why it's so important that we have this income plan.
Yeah, I know my income plan right now, presently, is setting my alarm, but
Right.
showing up to work. However,
Right.
in retirement, I don't plan to have the same income plan. I want to do things a little differently then.
Right. And you're not going to have the income coming in that's from your work because you're not working. So what we have to do is have your investments and your income plan work for you so that it's working for you and giving you the income and the lifestyle that you desire during retirement.
Now,
And it may not be the lifestyle you want, Peter, because we may not be able to give you enough, but we want to take what you have and we want to make it work most efficiently for us.
and that's why starting early is important.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the earlier you start, the better off you are. We know that the wonder of compound interest makes all the difference in the world. I mean, it just makes a difference how soon we start. It's hard for a 65-year-old to come in here with very few investments or not a lot of money and say, hey, I want to retire and I want $100,000 a year. We can't do it.
Right, right. So starting early, recognizing the importance of this obviously is going to be beneficial really wherever you are. You can start from there, but the earlier you have started, the better the future is going to look for you. There's absolutely no one where nothing can be done. Everybody can take steps to improve that outlook, even just through having that plan, knowing with a little bit more certainty what that future looks like. But those who have started early, or if you are still young, we encourage you to start early, have a much better outlook. And again, John Kuykendall, his team from Gulf Coast Financial Services are here as a resource. And if you would like to get that planning started, or even if you are advanced in your planning, looking to make that transition into retirement, pick up the phone, give them a call, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018, or go online, gulfcoastfinancial.net, gulfcoastfinancial.net. John, the fact that I'm setting my alarm and earning a paycheck, it's actually what allows me to feel a little bit more comfortable at this point taking on the market risk. But once the paycheck stops, that's not just risk to my investments, my assets. That is risk to my income and my lifestyle.
Well, certainly. I mean, if we are invested the same way we were when we're 30 during retirement, we can't afford to lose 30 or 40%. We don't have the time to make it up. So what we have to do is we have to protect and preserve that the best we can. You know, I don't think that the government explained it to us in the 80s, but when we came up with the 401k and got away from defined benefit plans, it seemed like a great way to do it. You know, we were going to save for ourselves. We were going to invest this money. We were going to have more money. But what happens is during those years, life happens. College education, you need to borrow from your 401k for college. Cars break down, roofs leak. And so people have been used to taking money out and paying themselves back, but it hasn't really helped their 401k that much or their planning. And so when the government shifted that planning to us for our retirement back in the 80s, I don't think they really defined it really very well to us. And so it has impacted a lot of people, which hopefully the generations coming will understand that it's up to them, the lifestyle they want in retirement. I mean, they have to save and they have to put it up. And the sooner we can start with that income plan, the better off we are. I mean, if we know that this is how much it takes for you to live right now, and we can project how much you're going to downsize, we can factor in inflation and we can start that retirement plan at any time. So, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist nowadays with all the computers and all the tech we have to come up with a decent income plan. And you can start one at 40, 50, whenever you want to.
Well, John, I think there is hope. I know that for a long time, the articles I was reading sort of dismissed the millennial generation, but recent articles that I am reading saying that they are actually saving at a much greater clip and a stronger savings rate than the generation before them. So maybe there was a lull there and a little slow to launch, but they seem to be getting going and understand the importance of this.
Well, I think for one thing is that, you know, we call them minimalist because they don't need a lot. I mean, they live a very simple lifestyle in their homes. They don't have all the gadgets that the boomers had that we had to, you know, kind of catch up with all that. The millennials kind of lived with that all their lives. And so they're able to put up money. Now they're finally saving. We like that. And they are, I think, going to be ready for retirement. But, you know, those people in their 40s and 50s, now's the time to start putting money aside, making sure that you've got your income the way you want it. And Peter, we talk a lot about taxes on this show, but unfortunately, taxes aren't going away.
No.
And taxes is going to be another risk that we're going to have to face in retirement, because as we start pulling this money out of our defined deferred accounts, then that we're going to be paying taxes on that, and we're going to be paying it at a higher rate. Plus, we're also passing along that tax risk now to our subsequent beneficiaries, because they have to take the money out over 10 years. So, if we amass $1 million or $2 million and leave it, which would be nice, it's going to be a tremendous impact on the siblings who pick it up.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of planning we need to do with that income plan as far as taxes, and making sure that we're drawing the money out efficiently, and also trying to get as much money into Roths. And, the thing about it is that I'm reading more and more that life insurance, while it has a stigma to it that you have to die to get it, and why would I want it? That life insurance is more and more part of the income planning, because it comes out tax-free as long as we take a loan and we don't cash the policy in. Plus, it also covers that long-term care problem that we will all have at some point during our lives.
Well, again, if you need help, if you need assistance with your planning, if you'd like to structure the plan, double check on your plan, review and update it, pick up the phone, give Gulf Coast Financial Services a call. John Kuykendall, his team, happy to hear from you, help you, give direct answers to specific questions or issues that have been on your mind, or invite you in for that thorough, comprehensive review and analysis of your plan. 386-755-9018, the number to call, 386-755-9018. You can go online, gulfcoastfinancial.net, gulfcoastfinancial.net. John, do you ever have anybody who says, hey, I'm not worried of running short on money, I'm worried of living too long?
Well, a lot of people, there are some people like that. My mother-in-law was like that, and she lived to 103. She said she'd outlived all of her friends and all of her, close relatives. There wasn't anything to do. And of course, that is a problem. But, I want to be like the guy who said, I spent my last dollar on my last day on earth. I had enough to last. And when I finally went, I had spent it all. We can't afford to, not have the lifestyle we want in retirement. We work all these years. We deserve to do things. We're going to spend more money in the beginning. We know that. We've talked about the fact that we have the go-go, the slow-go, and the no-go. And the go-go years are at first retirement, because you're traveling, you're doing things. And then you start to slow down. I'm beginning to see it. I'm having a hip replacement soon. I've had knee surgery. I mean, things happen to us that kind of slow us down. But we're going to spend more in the beginning. That's nothing to panic about if we have a good income plan that's going to take us through retirement.
Well, the importance of income planning cannot be understated. It is a continued theme in surveys and studies and questionnaires of retirees that the number one concern is running out of money. But it is also a repeating trend that many of those same people do not have a specific written retirement income plan. So that's the missing key. Those two facts are correlated. Pick up the phone, give a call to Gulf Coast Financial Services. John Kuykendall and his team, happy to help you structure that retirement income plan. Also addressing many of the other financial factors. How much risk are you taking? How much are you paying in fees? How to maximize your Social Security? How much will you be paying in taxes in retirement? And how to address some of retirement's greatest risks. At the bottom of many of those is the retirement income plan. Pick up the phone, give a call, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. John, always a pleasure. We appreciate your time. Thank you for being here on Financial Focus.
Thank you, Peter. It's great being here. Thank you.
Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more Financial Focus by visiting gulfcoastfinancial.net. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature and not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes. John Kuykendall is registered with and securities are offered through Kovac Securities Inc., member FINRA SIPC, found online at www.kovacsecurities.com. Advisory services are offered through Gulf Coast Financial Services Inc., a registered investment advisor in Florida. Gulf Coast Financial Services Inc. is not affiliated with Kovac Securities Inc. or Kovac Advisors Inc. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All investing involves risk. Investment decisions should be based on your own goals, time horizon, and tolerance for risk. Due to various factors including changing market conditions and/or applicable laws, the content may no longer be reflective of current opinions or positions.